What's up, guys? Episode 23 here. Shout out Nick Anderson, 2-0 week for the Furman. Is it Paladins?
The Paladins, baby.
I always butcher some names here, but congrats, Nick. Another great 2 games out of you, actually.
22 on Saturday.
Yeah, so again, thank you for being on the pod. We appreciate it. Mac, I know you just got situated, kid. Have you got a chance to pour any bourbon?
Duh. Plus drink. Eagle Rare on the pod tonight. 10-year age, Buffalo Trace product, 90 proof. Let's roll. Cheers, gentlemen.
Eagle Rare.
John, set this one out on the drinking, kid.
Wow. Mac, I've drank the last 2 days. I drank Saturday and Sunday, kid. Nothing will ever stop me.
Eagle Rare, Mackie.
Yeah.
Quality. That's some quality stuff there, kid.
That is quality bourbon.
Quality H2O.
Quality H2O. But, of course, guys, we're starting off with some college hoops. You know, my favorite segment. We love college hoops here. So, John, I'm going to pass it to you, kid. We talked about 4 games last week. First one we're going to talk about is Purdue-Michigan State. What'd you think?
Yeah, I had the winner. Go figure. I had Michigan State. Of course, I bet on Purdue like an idiot because I didn't think they were going to lose 3 straight. Now they've lost 4 straight thanks to the Hoosiers. But all around, the Breslin was rocking. And I've said it all year, this is the type of team with no star that I think Izzo takes to the Final Four. It's hard when these, like Purdue, they play 7-8 guys. Izzo's playing 10, 11 guys that he trusts. And I thought a big factor in this game was Cohen Carr. Just that dunk, absolutely. I think it was like a 4-point game at that point. After that dunk, they just kept going on a run, and they just have so much talent, man. Jaden Akins, they got a lot of pieces that just fit together. And truth be told, this Purdue team's struggling. They collapsed yesterday. They definitely need to regroup, and they've had a tough stretch here. So we'll see if Purdue gets back on track. I hope not. But all around, great game. Breslin Center and Tom Izzo gets it done. And truth be told, it wasn't even as close as I thought it was going to be.
Mackie, what was your thoughts on that Sparty versus Boilers matchup, kid?
Pretty boring basketball game. I don't know if you guys have the same sentiment. I didn't really think Purdue had much of a chance throughout the game. Figured they'd come out with a little more fire. Little Braden's a crybaby bitch. Stat Patter Smith, shout out Jake Mayo. Sick of him. I actually used to like him, think he was good. He just whines and bitches anytime a call doesn't go his way. It's sick.
All right, Mackie. Well, he had some few words there. DP, what was your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, as everyone said, it really wasn't a basketball game. Sparty just came out and did what they had to do on their home floor. As I said, it'd be a wide out in the Breslin, and it was. The students were rocking. The dunk electrified everybody. I was yelling here in my living room to call a timeout. Painter, Johnny over here says, Painter, don't call a timeout. Next possession, bang, shot out of Michigan State. Oh, here comes the timeout. So that was my favorite part of the game. The fact that idiot hasn't been teed up in 10 years, soft. You bitch.
Yeah, and then he's sitting there yesterday in the postgame fucking bitching about the IU coaching job and how they never keep anybody. Shut your bitch ass up. Talk to us when you win a goddamn national championship.
Yeah, this game was awesome. Some of us like to do first half money lines, and that would be me.
Down 4, kid.
Love Sparty. That Carr dunk to put them up 3. I was running around DP's basement like a road runner. It was awesome. Probably the best.
You don't run.
Yeah, you don't run, and especially fast. Yeah. And I have multiple witnesses. Anyways, Carr, as we can tell, guys, is just an alien.
Yeah.
He's an athletic freak. But like we said, guys, we're on the brink of March, and Izzo don't lose. So are we surprised that Michigan State took him down, especially at home? No, we're not.
Hey, like you said, Izzo in March compared to Painter in March. Shit don't change.
Shit don't change, baby. Then, John, we talked about the Vols and your Wade Taylor and the boys.
Yeah, I had the loser here. I have no faith in this Tennessee team at all. But, dude, that Lanier guy might be one of the most underrated basketball players in the country. I think he had 30 in that game. He's ridiculous. And this Tennessee team's gritty. And somehow every year this Tennessee team, Rick Barnes has got them ready to roll. And, dude, it pisses me off, truthfully, because I can't stand Tennessee. I'm kind of a secondary Kentucky fan. I never bet against them. But they hate Tennessee. And just going on the road and getting this one was kind of impressive. It was at A&M, right?
It was.
Okay, I thought so. So, yeah, huge win for Tennessee, and it's the SEC, bro. There's a bunch of good teams. They're all going to beat each other. I don't think of these matchups too crazily, but we'll get into the Kentucky-Bama game later.
Mackey, A&M, Ziegler.
It's a good game. Lanier caught lightning in the bottle. I know John said he's underrated. He's a good player. He's a solid player, but he's very inconsistent. If he doesn't have an on night, that Tennessee team will lose in the first or second round, I promise. Yes, I said first round. I don't care if they get a 2 or a 3 seed. Lanier has a 2 for 15 shooting night, and they lose. It's that simple. Don't care what Zakai Ziegler did. Every time he shoots the ball, the other team's winning percentage goes up. But yeah, congrats to them on a nice road win.
That's
finally got one.
Great road win. So sorry.
Ziegler and Milicic are my least favorite duo in the whole entire country.
DP, your thoughts?
Yeah, I also had A&M. The last 4 minutes of the game, they just pissed down their leg, and they had it close for a while. I think they might have even been winning at one point. But, at the end of the game, it comes down to putting the ball in the hoop, and they just couldn't do it. They couldn't get stops when they needed to, and it hurts for A&M. I totally agree with Mackey. If Tennessee goes up against, a 15, a 14, or a 13 that is good, look out, because they could easily go down in that first round of the tournament.
Yeah, I actually liked what Mackey said, too. I think that Tennessee's a team that has the possibility of going down early as well.
They have a very safe floor because of their defense.
Right.
But
that's what I was just about to say.
Once again, Dalton Connect's not there to put up 25 when nobody else can hit a shot worth a shit.
Right.
And Lanier's had his consistency issues. I think he's a combined 5 for 25 against Kentucky this year. And what do you know? They lost both games.
Yeah. But John tricked me on this one. He convinced me that Wade Taylor was going to bring home the candy. They didn't, but it was a good basketball game. I believe it was 72-69. Was that right? No, 77-69. Because
I think they pulled
away. Yeah, they pulled away at the end.
It was a good basketball game.
Was.
No, it was a one possession game within 2 to 3, pretty much the entire way.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, SEC is just fun to watch, guys. It's plain and simple. It is the best basketball conference, obviously, this year. And I'm excited for more of these games, these last few games before the dance. So our Cyclones.
I think you got to enjoy the SEC now while you can, because I have a feeling that, like the old school days of the Big Ten, they're just beating the piss out of each other, and come March, everyone's going to be beaten up and exhausted.
Yeah.
It's my fear.
They don't play defense in the SEC.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
But DP, I'm actually going to throw it at you first here. Our Cyclones went down to the Cougars, kid.
Yeah, I got to stop betting with my heart on some of these. I mean, this was a game that Houston was going to win at home. Like, if Iowa State struggled offensively at any point in this game, it would have been trouble. And they did. And, Houston is Houston at the end of the day. They don't care if they win 95-90 or 14-10. Like, that's just how Houston is. They don't get rattled. They just play their style of basketball, They're led by a 6th-year senior. So, I mean, it's a guy who's been there and who's done it. Sampson, hell of a coach. So, I'm not surprised that Houston won this game at home. It was kind of a game that they had to have, and they did have it, and look for them to build forward for Houston.
Mackey?
Yeah, this game was a lot better than I expected. Obviously, Iowa State, no Taman Lipsey, no Keyshawn Gilbert. That's almost impossible to overcome. That's like Kentucky not having Lamont and Jackson Robinson, but worse.
Keep making excuses.
Yeah. John, I don't want to hear from you. Well, Iowa State's not in the tournament. IU's not in the tournament. That's a terrible, terrible day to be you, bud.
Keep going.
Anyways, before he started talking out of his ass. So with those two out, you got to go play the best defensive team in the country. Yeah, it's just really tough to overcome. I was very impressed, though, walking away from that game. Iowa State put up one awesome fight without those two. Probably would have won the game with them, and I obviously don't want to deal in hypotheticals, but I took away more from Iowa State in this game than Houston. With that said, Houston's just sneakily won 19 of the last 20. 3 of their 4 losses are in overtime. So it's probably about time we start realizing that they might be the national title favorite.
Wow.
They choke every year. That's exactly what I was going to say. Maggie kind of summed it up.
They do choke every year, but once again, nobody's going to talk about them going into the tournament, and they're just going to roll right in there, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, they continue to win. I mean, Kelton Sampson, as DP said, great coach, but is it that good of a win when Iowa State's missing two with their best three players? I mean, Curtis Jones probably shot the ball 20 times in this game. Try to keep him in it. So Iowa State will be all right, and I think Houston will lose in the Sweet 16 or Elite Eight as they do every single year.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can put this on record right here, right now, and it's kind of crazy to say because I've been the biggest Auburn homer since preseason. I said they were going to be this good. I don't think they have the guard play to win in March.
I will say, Auburn has not looked that great as of late. I mean, they've been winning at home, but not like they're
almost a lock
to.
to make the Elite Eight or Final Four, but I really don't think that Auburn team wins the national title. I just don't.
Yeah, but I love the Cyclones, and now it's sad.
They'll be all right.
Yeah, it's obviously you're 1-2. Never not having them and going against a team of this caliber, you're not going to win. It was just false hope, but we recorded that before they were officially ruled out. So I mean, I might void that in my pick. So but that Houston team's good. I like what Mackey's saying here. I do think Sampson's going to get over the hump this year in the dance. So I mean, I wouldn't want to play him. I mean, you have to be so sharp on offense not to make too many turnovers. I think if any team has over 8 turnovers against them, I don't know what their winning percentage is if they force more than 8 turnovers, but I feel like that's a good number. If any team can stay under that against them, I think there's a great shot that they could go down. In our final game, Alabama versus Kentucky, and I'm going to lead this off. I was correct. Give me the Bama boys.
Yep.
Psych. I took the Cats. But this Bama team is damn good. They will be in my Final Four. And, I mean, Kentucky had the lead for most of the first half. I don't know if you guys got to tune in. I watched it, and then I watched it at Square Roots while I was working. Anyways.
Yeah.
But, no, Kentucky looked great, man. I mean, Owe is a stud. I know we've preached on him a little bit, but, I mean, this kid is good. But Alabama found that rhythm. They found that rhythm, and then they didn't look back. I think Alabama took the lead with like 3 minutes left in the first half and pushed it to 6, I think, at halftime. And then the rest was history. But this Kentucky team, they can show fight with missing key components. So, I mean, this is worrisome for any teams that got to play Kentucky in the dance because they're playing great basketball with key components out. What do you think, John?
Yeah, all around, I mean, let's just be honest. Obviously, I took Kentucky because that's the team. I don't ever bet against them. You guys know this. But you also know that I was on Bama before anyone was on Bama. I took them to win the national championship last year. And this was a game, dude, they're at home. They needed this game. I mean, this stretch of games that Bama's played has been absolutely insane. And March Sears found his groove a little bit.
Wow.
And,
Glaze.
like I said, a game Alabama at home had to absolutely have. And what do you know? It was a track meet. And Kentucky, without their guys, they just don't really have the people to keep up, But as I've said, like you said, Owe, stud. I've said that all year. Every time I watch him, he's got 17, 18 points. So we'll see what happens when this Kentucky team gets healthy. But I'm kind of with you. Alabama might be my national champion. So
Go ahead, Mac. I'm not going to spoil it.
I do hate to break it to you, boys.
I'm not gonna spoil it. Go ahead.
Had 2 points and shot 1 for 9 from the field and fouled out.
And fouled out.
I'm just talking in general. I didn't say he had a great game.
I've said it all year.
It was very poorly officiated, I'll tell you that.
He's their best player. I've said it all year.
I didn't say he had a great game.
He was very poorly officiated throughout the entire game. The whole game was poorly officiated, but I'm not going to make excuses. The game was lost when it was 30-18, and Pope thought Amari Williams needed a little rest. No, I don't understand why. You put Brandon Garrison in, the dude's lost. He's like a damn gazelle on defense. It's like the dude from Grown Ups with the lazy eyes on defense.
The lazy eye. DP.
Like, dude, like he doesn't understand. They are confusing him in the pick and rolls all day.
DP, your thoughts?
Yeah, this was a game, especially after their loss to Missouri, that Alabama was just going to take. And it was going to happen. I mean, they give up 110 points. Like, they're bound to bounce back. Sears had one hell of a game, 30 points. I mean, you knew that the ball was going to go to him when it was
March Sears.
Yes. And, I mean, hey, this Holloway kid's a stud.
He's a stud.
I mean, he's an absolute animal for the Tide. they're good at home. Like, they play well at home. This was a bad stretch for UK right now, being without those guys. So, you'll just have to see what they come to. Finally, Kobe Bryant decides to play basketball without, those two guards on the floor. He had 20 in this game. So, it was just a game that Bama had to have. So, went 2-2 in my picks this week.
Yeah. I went 1-2. I'm giving Iowa State the void.
Oh, all right.
Because we did record it before Lipsy and Gilbert were ruled out.
That's fair.
But before we get into our two new topics that are on there, I do want to give our viewers, our 5-leg parlay. So, DP, we got 5 games that are coming up. I'm going to read them to you.
Yep.
And as we do, you're going to give me your picks. All right? First
We're
game.
going to throw in one more. It got deleted from the script. We're going to throw this in there for the viewers. Kansas is ass.
No, we're getting to that, Mac. We're going to save that for the finale.
They're horrible.
Michigan State at Maryland.
I think Sparty continues on.
Sparty continues. Auburn at Kentucky.
Tigers.
Wow. Yeah, see, John, you just got me fooled on this Kentucky team. Bama at Tennessee.
Points wins. Give me the Tide.
Wow, he's picked all away. A&M at Florida.
So where that end comes. Florida will be motivated after Duke jumping them in the stands for an overrated Illinois team.
Yeah. And the final. Arizona versus Iowa State.
Caleb Love sucks. They should have fouled him the first time that they played him.
You said what, kid?
Yeah, certified shot chucker.
Cyclones.
Yes. The ball's got to go in the orange thing. Shout out Coach Hill. The orange thing, Caleb Love.
Shout out Coach Hill.
Mackie, we're going to you next. 5-legger. Book it. Michigan State at Maryland.
Maryland at home. I still don't think Michigan State can shoot. Very impressive week. I'll take the Terps at home.
Auburn at Rupp.
Not picking against my team. Jackson and Lamont are back in practice. They'll be back for this game.
Bama at Tennessee.
Give me Bama. Points wins. Tennessee sucks.
Did he just quote DP? Wow. A&M at Florida.
This is tough. I do like an A&M bounce back, but I think Florida gets it done. I think it's a tight game, though.
All right. And Arizona in Cyclone territory.
We quote DP once again. Caleb Love sucks. Give me the Cyclones. Ball goes in the orange thing.
Wow. John?
Yeah.
Michigan State, Maryland.
I'm done betting against Izzo. Give me Michigan State.
Auburn, Kentucky.
Give me Kentucky.
Bama, Tennessee.
Give me Tennessee.
What?
He had to save the picture.
I'm taking Tennessee. At home, they're not losing this game. I'm done losing money on stupid shit, and I'm done picking stupid shit. Tennessee's going to win the game.
A&M at Florida.
Florida, not close.
That's crazy. Arizona at Iowa State.
You know I'm big on this Arizona team. Give me Arizona. I think they go on the road and win this game. I'm so impressed with this Arizona team. That was bullshit on Saturday night. They should not have lost that basketball game.
Give me the Mormons.
That
Go
was
Cougs.
garbage. That was garbage. You do not call that foul with 2 seconds left in the game. That was garbage. That's all I have to say.
Good
Shout out Denner. He lost $200 on that. So
Shout out me. I won $700 on that.
Good basketball teams don't let it get down to that. 96 points on your home court against BYU.
yeah, the shot making in that game was electric.
My Big 12 winner.
There's still 5 games out of first.
Anyways. John, feed me him.
Okay, Michigan State at Maryland.
Terps.
Auburn at Kentucky.
Auburn.
Alabama at Tennessee.
Bama.
A&M at Florida.
Wade Taylor and the boys.
Caleb Love versus Curtis Jones.
Yeah. Cyclones, baby. By a million. I love the Cyclones. I will never bet them again. I will never bet against them on this show.
So I just want to be clear. You guys all went Alabama and Iowa State. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Save the picture on 2 of them.
Yeah, save the picture. We all bet against you.
Perfect.
I think we're in good spot here.
hands.
Give me
But
Arizona.
guys, to finish this up, we do have 2 topics that we're pretty passionate about. Purdue sucks!
Who's yours?
I loved it. Matt Painter, your panties were in a twist, bud.
28-3 to start the second half.
You could see how tight those whitey tighties were, bud. Bad. I knew this game was officially over. I think there was 8 minutes left in the second half. And this is like disregarding because I thought Purdue was going to make a comeback towards the end of the game because IU started slowing down the game, and I hate when they do that. But when Miles Rice picked Braden Smith in the backcourt, I about shedded a tear.
Tossed it to Luke Goody for the and one.
I about shedded a tear because Miles Rice has been struggling all year, and he was supposed to be this messiah for us. I loved it. The amount of intensity that the Hoosiers finally showed, I'm finally with them. We see how they can play, finally, with some heart and some intensity. Why does it take a rivalry to bring that out? We just beat debatably a 4 or 5 seed, right? Great basketball team. By what was it, 16 points?
15, 73,
points.
58.
But it's like, why don't they show up with that energy every game? If they did, this IU team would be totally different. They were playing defense. Purdue couldn't do anything. They could not do anything.
I have not seen a run like that out of a half, I think, ever.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Like you said, Painter's panties were in an absolute twist. He was sitting there like this.
Yeah.
Little Braden, Step Patter Smith, was crying after Rice ripped him for a foul. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at my girlfriend's house, and I texted Zach at halftime, and I go, if Fletcher Lawyer hits one more 3, her dad's going to be buying a new TV. And, dude, when they came out of the halftime, bro, just as soon as Luke Goody got that and one, I'm like, here we go. This is going to be absolutely electric. And one guy that we have bruised, battered all year, played 40 minutes yesterday.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Played 40 minutes yesterday. He had 15 points, 9 assists. Trey Galloway.
Yeah, I figured.
Finally, the senioritis gets to you. And I agree with you. And look up, boys. Here we are. IU, right back on the first 4 out. Will they be able to show up in not a rivalry game? I'm one of the few people of these IU folks that we all hang out with. I haven't lost hope. I've said all year, they got a chance, man. They got a chance. And this was so good to see. Woodson crying after the game. He sat in Bobby's Knight's chair during the game.
That was sick.
I mean, just incredible. And what do you know? You look up, man, they got 3 out of their last 4 at home, and they got a road game at Oregon. You can win those 3 home games, you're going to the dance. So
we go to Washington, too.
I wasn't worried about Alaskan Airlines Arena. That place has lost me so much damn money, dude.
DP, what was your thoughts on this game that we watched after your
it was
great
awesome.
chorizo burritos? Yeah.
One more thing before we pass it to you. Sit your ass on the bench, Mackenzie and Baco.
Yeah, wow. I didn't even want to bring that up, John. You went low there. But I was telling
Played
DP.
9 minutes.
I was telling DP during the game, our 5 stars sitting on the bench, and look at Mr. Indiana show out.
Yeah.
Anthony Leal,
Rice, Goody,
Well,
Galloway.
They weren't all Mr. Basketball, John.
Ray New. Those 5. I think Balo played 17 minutes. Ray New played 23.
Those were productive, though.
All the starters played.
Those were productive minutes out of
good.
Balo.
But Ray New, absolutely. He is IU's best offensive player. I've said that since he's been there.
DP?
Yeah, this was absolutely electric. I love watching these little freaking idiots from West Lafayette lose basketball games. They will lose 5 in a row. Give me Bruins. Mick Cronin coming off his 500th.
Wow.
Mick Cronin coming off his 500th career win. They'll want these boys fired up.
We don't need to talk about that game.
Correct. But
I forgot. What were we rooting for at the 3-minute mark?
Overtime?
Left, right, left,
Yeah.
right. See ya, TKR. Go sit down, you pouty bitch.
These guys
I think my personal favorite was Fletcher Lawyer hitting a 15-foot mid-range, down 14, and then flopping his hair and flapping his gums like he was badass. What a loser. Like, I cannot stand that guy.
No, bad.
I actually don't dislike Braden Smith. I just think he's a little bit overrated. I strongly dislike Fletcher Lawyer.
I think they're all
Finish what you were saying, buddy. Finish what you were saying.
Yeah, we'll just end it, for the, well, two things. Mr. Galloway has showed up both times that they've played Purdue.
Yes.
But the last thing that we'll end with, good job, Purdue. The last time you played at IU, you scored 0 points. The football team just beat your score of 66 to 58. Good shit.
Yeah, wow.
Hey, shout out Anthony Leal for kicking him in the dick.
Yeah, wow.
That was dirty.
That was dirty.
Hashtag No foul.
No foul. Yep, at dinner. But guys, to wrap this up, we have one more thing. I know Mackey's pretty passionate about. I don't want to get into it too much, just because, John, we need our high hopes. Mackey, who sucks?
Kansas absolutely sucks. They are the Illinois of the Big 12. I am sick of the net rankings, Ken Pomeroy, that dumbass, all these little metrics, literally just propping up Kansas and Illinois. Those two teams suck.
Kansas does not suck. Illinois
No.
does. Brad
Kansas
Underpants sucks.
Kansas sucks.
John, say Kansas does not suck.
Kansas does not suck.
Yep, Kansas does not suck. We know they'll be okay, John. We know
Hunter
they'll be
Dickinson,
okay.
locker room
Talent's
cancer.
got to win at some
Talent's
point.
gotta win
right?
at some point.
Got to win at some point.
DP, I'm throwing it to you. Don't say something stupid.
Hunter Dickinson looks done. I will say that.
Yeah, I agree. He's too busy at the Gucci store. No, this Jayhawks team, I mean, they got a huge win over a shitty Oklahoma State team. They should beat Colorado, but dude, they're going to lose the last 3 games of the year.
No, they're not.
They got to play Texas Tech
They-
at Houston and
they-
versus Shot Chucker.
They will definitely beat Arizona.
Our national champ's going to be a 7 seed.
Yeah, no.
Hey, who
I mean,
cares?
That's scary for a 2 seed.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing was better than watching the dismantlement from BYU hanging 97 points on this team.
Yeah.
It's
John,
even
I'll
worse.
give you a little side pot, $100 of my f***ing paycheck next week that Kansas doesn't make it out of the first weekend.
Wow.
$100 bet right now
Yeah.
on live television.
The
On
virtual
live
Zoom
television, I will
handshake.
bet you $100 Kansas loses first weekend.
So I got
Yeah.
Kansas in the Sweet 16.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Beanie Boys bets. We're coming out with a sports book here soon. But the guys, that wraps us up for this segment. Our next segment will be getting into the MLB, our golf choosings, and John's NBA. John's got a little curveball for us, guys, so stay tuned. That wraps us up, though, guys. Beanie Boys episode 23. Thank
Purdue
you.
sucks.
Purdue sucks.